Welcome to the next tutorial, which is applying basic data formatting in Excel 2010. For more info, visit our website at www.exceltutorials.co.za. Okay, the topics that we're going to be discussing is formatting text and cells in Excel 2010, aligning data in Excel 2010, and formatting numbers. This is Excel. Let me open a template for you. Then I can show you formatting text in cells in Excel 2010. As I showed you in episode 1, to open a template you click on File, New, and I'm gonna go to Recent Templates. Let's say Personal Monthly Budget. Great. Okay. As I mentioned before, template is a predefined template that's where the formatting is done for you, so you could just fine tune it a little bit and customize a little bit to your preference. Okay, to changing the font will make the cell stand out. It will improve readability, and generally it will enhance a worksheet's visual appeal. You can change colors, you can add borders to cells as well, and you can format the cells and copy it to another cell, but I'll show you how to do that now. Okay, to change the font, you click on the cell that you want to change the font, go to the Home tab in the ribbon, and here's the font group. So all of these commands are related to font. So for instance, I've clicked on the cell, I can change the size. You can see how the size changes when I move over the sizes. Okay, 16, this is the font type. Again, it changes. Okay, let's stay there. Font color. This is the color. See, if you hover over the command, there's a little extra command description that appears if you hover over it. So you can see this is font color. So I click on the arrow, then I can change it to red, and I can change the color of the cell if I want to. And then finally, this is border. So you can decide bottom, top, left, right, and all of these options, but I usually choose border cells. Okay, I'll show you why there's the dotted lines in a moment. Okay, let's say for instance I've changed the formatting here. Let's also make it green there, and I'm happy with the formatting, but I want to copy the formatting of this cell directly to another cell like this one, and I'm too lazy to do it manually. So what I do is click on the cell that I'm happy with, click on the format painter. As you can see, copy formatting from one place and apply it to another. Click on it and click on the new cell that I want to apply the formatting to. See, it changes automatically. Quite nice. Okay, and now the borders. If you're not happy with any of these options, you can draw it yourself. You can draw it manually. You can see once I've clicked on it, the cursor also changes. Then I can draw it myself. Okay, and if you're done, you click on the command again. Now, if you're also not happy with the way that it's drawn, you can also change that. You can change the line style. As you can see, it's currently the dotted lines are selected, but I like the double lines. Or I can just redo the existing one as well. This usually takes a lot longer than the predefined styles. For example, I can select multiple cells and just click all borders. See, but if I do it manually, it's gonna take me quite a while. So only if you want really specific styles, then this option is useful. Otherwise it will just take too long. The next part of this tutorial looks at alignment of your cells. So once again, it looks at the visual appeal of your data more than the actual commands of the data, just the way it looks like. First we talked about font, and now command alignment. Once again, I'm gonna use a template for that. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna show the alignment commands over here, these 6 alignments. So if you decide you want your text to be in the middle of the cell like that, or on the right, top, bottom, you can decide whatever looks best for you. I usually I prefer middle and center over here, and if I'm happy with that, I can apply it to other cells, which is quite nice. The next one is merge cells, merge and center. Let me just take this off first, and I'll show you. You can see now personal monthly budget is typed into cell B2, but obviously the text is too long for the cell, so I have two options. I can use the merge option, or I can use the wrap text. What wrap text does is, if you've got too much text for the cell, it'll split it into multiple cells, or multiple lines. You can see now, but anyway, the font is too big. There we go. So now you can see personal monthly is on one line and budget is on another line. I'll take this option off. It's written in one line. Just looks a bit better. And my second option is I can use merge and center. So it will take the cells that I've selected and it will make them one cell, and will automatically center my text in that one big cell. So now I've got one big cell, and if I draw a line around it or a border around it, then it looks quite appealing. Then once again I can change the color of the cell and of the font. I can decide put it in left hand side, right hand side, top, bottom, whatever you prefer, but I like the center and the middle options most of the time. Oh yes, lastly is the orientation. So this is the direction of the text, or in which angle it's written. Let me change this to income, for example. Then I can decide, you know what, I like rotate up. You can see it's written in vertical alignment, or another way. What I can also do is I can click on the dialog box launcher, and here I can also see the alignment of the text. Click and drag over here, you change it to the default, or you can also change it here. You can change the alignment here, so it's pretty much the same options here that you get here. So these are, it's usually just quicker to use these, but if you want to use this orientation tool here, you can also do that. Okay, the last section of this tutorial looks at the number commands. So let me once again open my favorite template, personal monthly budget. Okay, so number, these commands looks at the data type that you enter into a cell. You can obviously see already by default in this template the data type of these numbers are currency. That's why you see the $sign. Although you don't see the $sign here, so you don't have to type in the $sign every time. That's the advantage of this function. See, I typed in 1,800 and the $sign is automatically there. So if I click on this drop down list, I can change to general, and you see the $sign disappears, so it's not a currency type anymore. If I want it back, I can click here and say no, I want my currency back, or this currency I want it back, but just check the symbol. Now it's an R for South African Rand. I can change it to US dollars. Okay, let me change it back to general. Now, for example, let's say I want to type in a very big number. Okay, now it's difficult to see what is this. Is it 18 million or 18 billion? With that, so if you want to know, obviously you have to count the zeros, but that will take time and it's irritating. So you can click this, the comma style. Note the second paragraph. This will change the format of the cell to accounting without a currency symbol. See, now you can quickly see there's 3 zeros, there's 3 zeros. Okay, so this is 18 million. So it's just a quick way of seeing if it's a million, a billion, thousand, whatever. Okay, and if you don't want the .00, the 2 decimal points, you can use these two commands. See the decimal points disappear, or I want more. Or I want, for example, a scientific method over there, or just general again. Okay, let's change it to currency, just to keep it with the rest of the sheet. Dollars. Okay. I'll also want to show you, sometimes let's change this to text. Okay, note the alignment immediately into the left side of the cell. Remember, if it's a text, it's stored or it's aligned in the left hand side of the cell. If it's a number, it's to the right. And I'm going to type in another number. Even though the calculation worked, because the formula for this cell looks at projected cost minus actual cost, it's a number that I typed in, so the calculation worked, but this type is text. So you can see, look at the little green mark there at the corner of the cell. That's an error. See the exclamation mark. This is very nice. This is a new feature in Excel 2010. Excel picked up that the format or the type of the cell is incorrect. It's stored as text, but it picked up that the cells next to it is a number. So it's suggesting that you convert it to a number, or I can ignore it. I'm going to convert it to a number. And then I'm going to change it to a currency. Let's change it to the correct currency symbol. And then it's done. So again, it looks at the visual appeal of your cell. Not necessarily the functions yet, but we'll get there in the next tutorials. That's all for today's tutorial. For more info, visit our website exceltutorials.co.za or subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with our latest tutorials. And remember, let the numbers do the talking.